Let's see here. There's history.
Ooh.
History exists. There's definitely history this week. Let's do some history.
History are us.
Let's mainline some history.
Yeah.
Oh, the 1820s are good.
Sengoku period. Yeah.
That's our opening now. That has to be our opening.
Sengoku. Yeah.
Let us go back in history to September 7th, 1963. Any guesses for this one? 1963.
Cuban Missile Crisis. No.
Ken?
Astro Boy.
Astro Boy.
Astro Boy. Yeah,
specifically. September 7th.
Tezuka decides to make the low budget limited animation of Astro Boy.
Nope. No.
Damn.
This is the September 7th. Astro Boy premiered in America on ABC.
Oh, wow. 1963. Wow, good.
Yes. Okay. And that's like it premiered in Japan in January of '63.
Oh wow!
So that was a quick turnaround time.
Yeah, no joke.
Good to them.
Hey Tezuka, we'll give you $25 if you just sell it to us. Yes, sure. Here, have it. Go.
Quite a few years later, on September 11th, 1995, in America, saw the premiere of a little show called Sailor Moon.
Oh.
It shocks me when you say these numbers with these shows. It's like, what? Seems to me like it would have been before that.
Yep, 1995, Sailor Moon. And 3 years later, September 8th, 1998, which I thought was later than this, was the premiere of Pokemon in America.
Dang.
Yep. It did fairly well.
It's notable, I guess, of sorts.
Pokey what? Pokey
what?
Pocket monsters? I believe I've heard of them before.
Yeah. It's so weird thinking that when that came out, like no one knew.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and even back then, I remember at the time, like no one was really aware of the card game in the US. So everyone was like, okay, this anime is coming over here. It's a kid's show. Fine, whatever. I guess there's a card game, whatever. But no one could have anticipated the cultural touchstone that became.
Yeah,
I think it was to John. To your point, I think they literally just went when, oh, we're gonna bring Pokemon to America. Yeah, for how much? Oh, just some cash here. It's not gonna do very well over there. No one's really gonna pay attention. We'll get through a season, but hey, we got cash money out of it, right? Right. All right, let's move on to the next project. 12 months later, oh my God, we're drowning! We're drowning in Pokemons.
Daikon 4.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh crap! Here we go.
Yeah. Because as I recall, it took a little while for the video game to come out over here.
Yeah,
I think it was the anime and the card game came out, fairly
very close to each other.
Then they got the video game fairly shortly thereafter. But I think it was those two. Y'all remember the Pokemon card game's addictive thing?
Yes, I remember that. I remember those warnings coming out on local news TV.
Gambling for children.
And it was gambling. Yeah, I remember the
gambling for children and Satan.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
They were gambling for Satan.
Yeah,
more or less.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
A certain number of cards.
They're worshiping these little monsters so that they can get better profits when they gamble because 5-year-olds they understand currency.
And again, in fairness, like there were the stories of kids, spending $1,000 on Pokemon cards.
Because
you could
$1,000.
Yeah.
All the kids in their summoning circles. I summon you, Pikachu. I summon you. Okay, what's going on here?
Pikachu.
In fairness, they would have.
Oh my!
How big that show was.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I mean, I bought one of the little Robo Pikachu I bought one of those,
Yeah.
and I don't follow Pikachu at any of Pokemon at all. I
Do you all
still bought it.
remember at like bookstores,
Yeah.
like the Saturday morning like Pokemon card battling groups would come together?
Yep.
Really?
I remember
Okay.
that.
When Yu-Gi-Oh came out, like it became a thing where just all suddenly all these 10-year-olds gathering together to play Pokemon together.
Well, down at the mall that slowly is becoming a hospital, it's a weird thing when you have that happen. But
Mhm.
years and years ago, they had a comic book store in there that had
Mhm.
Pokemon, Beyblade, had a
Mhm.
bunch of this stuff that they would have their league nights
Yeah.
on like Saturday and Saturday afternoons and Saturday evenings,
Mm.
where it would be all these people would come together, and I think Magic was added into there before the shop closed, but it was just like, holy cow! You'd go in there, there's an entire back room that had like 12 plastic folding tables and all these chairs everywhere.
with
It's
all
like,
these kids with like green brim hats going.
just like,
I
what is
just-
going on with this?
Well, and then
Well-
years and years later, there would be the Pokemon Go on your phones,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
and then and like literally my bar at the
Mm.
Cellars was not a gym point,
A
but
spot.
like a spot,
A Pokestop.
a Poke spot. And if I was standing within like 5 feet of the actual physical location,
Mhm.
people would come in and go, "Sir, please hold still. You have a Jigglypuff on your chest." And I'm like,
Mhm.
Yes, I'm excited to
Um,
meet you, but let's not call this out right in public here.
I was in a local park playing Pokemon Go when I'm forgetting the name of it because I can't remember any of the Pokemon names. A rare Pokemon appeared. And what happened in that game is that like if it's like, it was sort of geolocated. So it would show up for one person and then they would capture it. They go, oh my gosh, I got a thing. And it would start showing up on other people's phones to capture as well. So I got to see this wave of people seeing this, going to their phones, trying to, oh my gosh, it's over, and capturing this Pokemon that didn't exist, but they're all just realizing, oh my gosh, here's my one chance to get this Pokemon because it's just happened to spawn at this park at this moment.
Meanwhile, there's cars like crashing into
Exactly.
trees, people falling off of bridges. I almost had it! Like, what the hell's happening?
But it was just so weird realizing how brilliant that game was.
Yeah.
To have those moments to realize, oh, well, maybe I should be out in the park at 8 p.m., on a Tuesday to possibly think I was going to show up there. Like, jeez, well done.
There's a rare Pokemon at the Pokemon store at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. Let's go to the Pokemon store. Okay, what other time is a slow time of the week? Sunday afternoon. Make a rare happen on Sunday. I see.
But, and all things to Magic the Gathering.
Oh wow.
Good on them for really starting that. 1993, I believe, was the general release of Magic the Gathering, August 5th, 1993.
Boy, I wish I'd invested in that.
Boy,
And meanwhile, it will continue forever because my niece is neck deep in that.
Okay, so I'm just reading the Wikipedia article. General release August 5th, 1993. They printed 10 million cards in their first print run. They were sold out by October.
Oh.
2 months.
Damn. What funding were they getting to run 10 million in the first run?
Jesus.
Like, I would have thought you would have said something like, Gary Gygax with like, he ran like 20 copies. It was like, hey, here's D&D.
Well,
And then things took off from there.
Actually, you know what launched this game? Gen Con.
I was about to say Gen Con had to have a piece in this. But...
He planned to premiere at Gen Con. Showed up with it. Wasn't ready. Showed it at Origins Game Fair, hoping to secure funds by demonstrating the game. Showed it to various folks. War Games West was interested, and he got to $40,000 to put in the initial orders. General release in August. After giving the orders, Atkinson and his wife drove towards Milwaukee while making stops at game stores to enter the game and show support for Gen Con. Word of mouth spread. Atkinson and Gen Con were the shipment of 2.5 million cards has been delayed by a day. Despite this, they sold out by the end of the convention. Wizards to the coast. Wizards was reluctant to advertise the game because they couldn't keep up with demand, despite having zero advertising.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Nerds will talk. They'll talk a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely, apparently. Jeez. By April of 1997, so 4 years later, they sold their 2 billionth card.
Billions. Oh,
Billions.
jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Huh.
Between
Quite
2008
respectable.
between 2008 and 2016, I know we're getting way off topic. They printed just during those 8 years 20 billion cards.
Good Lord.
Yeah, did pretty well. Did pretty well.
Which they've gotten tremendous support from governments because the carbon offset, by felling all those trees, they're locking up all that
There we
wood
go.
in those cards. So they're carbon secured
Yes.
in card format.
There we are. Well, and that actually does cycle back because there was a legal dispute between Wizards of the Coast and Nintendo alleging trade secrets that were leaked in the creation of the Pokemon trading card game.
Oh wow.
So a lot of court. No one knows all the details, but interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
In the year 25,000, those details will be released from court records. Oh, very good.
That's all the history for this week. We'll be back next week with more history.